Good evening, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about tabletop games. I'm your host, the head librarian, Chad, and today we have another episode related to Arkham Horror, specifically the Arkham Advertiser newspapers. So, for anyone who's keeping up with all of the episodes, I've done 2 episodes now where I've read through an Arkham Horror themed newspaper that FFG had given away at various events. I had spent a little time trying to see if I could find if there was a place online that, hosted these for general reading, and poking around the website, it wasn't, I spent a little bit of time, I didn't find it, it wasn't jumping out at me, so I'm like, okay. So that's kind of why I was reading the articles that I had, the newspapers that I had, for my own enjoyment and for posterity for anybody who hadn't heard about them. Well, a listener who I'm now realizing I did not check to see if I could name drop them or not, but a friendly listener was nice enough to go, yeah, they are on the website of arkhamhorror.com. You can find them there, and they are a little buried, so like it's okay. Here they are. Um, and so as it turns out, I had read the issue number 2 regarding the drowned city. And if I guess I might have read issue 5 related to the Brethren of Ash campaign. It's not on the website yet. As of right now, there is issue number 1, Hungering Abyss, issue number 2, The Drowned City, issue number 3, Terra Antarctica, and issue number 4, which is not actually an Arkham Advertiser, it is a Kingsport Gazette newspaper. So I'll link this and try to link the other ones back to this as well for anybody who's interested. But in the meantime, and yeah, the first one, in looking through the website, the first one was given away at Gen Con, whatever year that they did this. So, quote, observant readers will be aware that this issue's headline story seems to presage the events of The Hungering Abyss, which I believe is for the RPG. Don't worry, it's free of spoilers, but suffice to say, if you and your group are playing through the campaign, you're going to want to read this first. So, I've literally never read this before, so do the same thing that I've done the other times where I'll read through them, I'll make comments if comments come to mind. I'll read the main articles and then I'll read the smaller articles, and then finally I'll read both the real and fake advertisements. Because again, I know this is at the end of the day a promotional advertisement for the Arkham Horror series. Yes, but it's still fun, and there's still effort being put into this that is way more than they need to for this sort of thing. So it's fun for me. I hope it's fun for you, and we'll go from there. The Arkham Advertiser, your daily news source serving Arkham, Kingsport, and the Miskatonic River Valley. As opposed to last time where I had this physically and you might have enjoyed or hated the paper, I don't have it as a paper. Weather forecast. Today, sunny, dry, high 77. Tomorrow, sunny, high 78. Look to Mars. Okay. Sporting news. U.S. national tennis starts this week. MU football covered on page 4. All right. 4 pages. Arkham, Massachusetts, late edition, price 5 cents. Strange Assailants, Stock Cemetery. Beasts Abroad, Unholy Activity. While Arkham's cemeteries typically provide a place of quiet, calm, and contemplation for Arkham's residents, recent incidents have begun to call security and parishioners, visitors, and employees into question. On the night of September 6th, this reporter set out to investigate rumors of after-hours trespassers on cemetery grounds. However, after a harrowing encounter and subsequent assault, this reporter has confirmed that danger actually stalks those hallowed grounds, though its true cause remains unknown. In the past, Arkham's cemeteries have proven to be a place of potential peril. Most notably, a nun was assaulted by one Mr. Henry DuPont. this past August in South Church Churchyard. While Sister Mary did recover from her injuries, the case generated particular notoriety due to her status within the Catholic community. Other alarming reports indicate that the graveyards in Arkham have not been safe. Due to these recent reports, this reporter initiated a new investigation starting at Christchurch Cemetery, which revealed strange going on dating back to earlier this year. On March 20th, Arkham police deputies responded to a call for assistance put forth by a Miss Hattie Naismith, who has claimed to see figures moving through the cemetery at night, as well as strange sounds emanating from the mausoleum in the northwest corner of the cemetery. Arkham's official police report states that the incident was a result of animal interference, noting evidence of digging, implying that a large dog or similar animal had attempted to dig underneath the wrought iron fence. Another distressing incident occurred on April 11th with Mr. James Gantry and Miss Eliza Mantulas calling the police after being accosted by a figure outside of Christchurch Cemetery earlier that evening. The pair were returning to Miss Mantulas' apartment following a late dinner out, and the duo had elected to cross through the cemetery grounds to save time. As the pair exited the graveyard, Miss Gantry claimed to have. Story continued on page 2. Seems to have spotted a hunched figure with long, lanky arms who began staring at them from behind a copse of trees. When Mr. Gantry called out to the individual, Gantry claimed the figure started growling and appeared to attempt a reply, though Gantry stated that the voice was too low and bestial to hear a clear response. Gantry attempted to get closer to the figure, only for it to dash away to points unknown. At Miss Mantulas' insistence, the pair contacted Arkham Police and filed an official report. After a brief search of the cemetery grounds, the deputy on duty noted no unusual activity. While a follow-up visit was scheduled by Arkham Police, no evidence exists to document such a visit. Police records showed similar incidents, noise disturbances, aggravated, menacing, and unknown parties, and minor property damage to Christchurch's grounds throughout the late spring and summer. However, Arkham's police deputies have displayed an alarming lackadaisical approach to investigating any sort of disturbance at Christchurch Cemetery. Mandatory police documentation on these calls records a boilerplate response stating that deputy patrolled the area in question, finding no evidence of continued disturbances. These documents were identical regardless of the responding deputy, leading this reporter to believe that the response was a chosen response by administration rather than an organic reporting of the facts. Given these findings, this reporter began her own investigation at the Christchurch Cemetery, a planned interview with William York, Christchurch Cemetery's resident gravedigger, to discuss disturbances in the cemetery ended abruptly when this reporter caught sight of a mysterious figure, no doubt the person terrorizing the cemetery grounds. After chasing this mysterious figure, this reporter noticed new figures digging frantically in the graveyard, which aligns with previous reports. However, before investigating further, this reporter experienced a blow to the head, losing consciousness. Thanks to the beneficence of Mr. York, this reporter was discovered in an empty grave and was escorted to St. Mary's Hospital for treatment and observation. Following initial triage, this reporter was quickly released from St. Mary's Hospital, having suffered a scalp laceration, a possible concussion, and blood loss. While this reporter did file a police report with Arkham's deputies, no action appears to have been taken regarding this assault. Mr. York has given no official statement at this time. While this reporter has yet to return to Christchurch Cemetery following these incidents, investigation into these strange occurrences will continue until answers are revealed and perpetrators are brought to light. Until then, however, this reporter recommends avoiding Christchurch Cemetery by night and taking alternative routes when available. Did I miss? I forgot to read that it was written by Minnie Klein. There we go. Written by Minnie Klein. All right. Yeah, I believe this relates to the RPG. So, setting up that there's some spooky shenanigans going at Christchurch Cemetery, which fittingly involves William York and Sister Mary. That's good. Yeah, neat. It's I don't know if it is. I don't know. They've kind of gone to they as an FFG has kind of been using like ghouls as a very basic, like spooky, but like processable is not necessarily the word I'm looking for, but like if you're trying to get people into Lovecraftian horror who are used to more like traditional horror, having ghouls being like, oh yeah, that's a ghoul. I can identify it. It's a thing that I can like fight. It's kind of like why deep ones are used very often. It's like, yeah, it's a deep one. Deep ones are also very Lovecraftian in their sense, but it's like I can think of what a deep one is. I can like process it, and I kind of know its basic bounds. So as like a starting thing of like, oh, there's something spooky going on at the graveyard. It probably involves ghouls. William Yorick's there. It probably involves ghouls. That makes sense to me. Arkham Labor Day Parade draws crowds' ire. Monday's Labor Day Parade and celebration in Arkham's Independence Square proved to be quite the spectacle, with an estimated 2,000 Arkhamites attending the morning parade, as well as the festival and concert performed throughout the afternoon and evening. However, not every Arkham citizen exudes a festive spirit, as several individuals loudly picketed throughout the event. Mayor Charlie Kane kicked off Arkham's Labor Day celebration at the head of Monday's parade, which featured the Miskatonic University Marching Band, many floats from area businesses and charities, and several of the Arkham Fire Department's fire engines, including the new Hook and Ladder truck purchased this past spring. Area children thrilled as firefighters threw saltwater taffy from the sides of the truck, providing attendees a tasty treat. Upon arriving at the parade's culmination, ... continued on page 4. Continued on page 4. Page 4 has classifieds advertised. Oh, there it is. Again, I don't have the thing fully in front of me. But continued on page 4. At Independence Square, Arkhamites were treated to all manner of festival foods, games of chance, and rides provided by Dark's Carnival, and performances from several area musicians. Festivities went on through the afternoon, ending with a fireworks finale at 9 p.m. that evening. However, the Labor Day festivities were marred by the appearance of several picketers loudly protesting the celebrations, holding homemade signs reading slogans such as Labor Day, Commie Holiday, and No Rest, No Peace, No Contracts. These protesters loudly argued with anyone who dared approach their chosen positions along the south side of Independence Square. Arkham police deputies were dispatched to keep protesters away from the general populace, though no violence was reported. Mayor Kane commented on the Labor Day festivities, claiming them to be an unmitigated success despite the picketers, and that these celebrations cut to the heart of what it means to be from Arkham. Hardworking, diligent, honorable, and vigilant, the workers of Arkham are the workers of wonders. When asked about the protesters, however, Mayor Kane provided no comment beyond, "That's their right, and they were peaceful as they exercised it. That's all anyone could ask for." Labor Day festivities are surely in the works for next year, though city planners are likely busy for planning Arkham's first annual Harvest Festival, currently scheduled for October 22nd through 30th. Okay, so I spent a couple of minutes doing just something for my own, like, oh, I wonder if this would be interesting given the information that we have so far. So the Arkham Advertiser has that this took place. This issue came out within the week of Labor Day for whenever year this came out. It doesn't give a specific year, but it says that Monday's Labor Day parade. So, okay, so it has to be within a week of that. Now, we do get a date from Minnie Klein's article that she went out to investigate on September 6th. Okay. So Labor Day in 1925 was on Monday the 7th. In 1926, it was Monday the 6th. And in 1927, it was Monday the 5th. Okay, like we're getting further and further away. And if you go towards, 29 or 20, 28 or 29, it puts Labor Day further and further back. And then for Minnie to have been knocked out on September 6th, have been found by Yorick, and then taken to St. Mary's. Following initial triage, this reporter was quickly released from St. Mary's Hospital, having suffered a scalp laceration, a possible concussion, and blood loss. So it says she was quickly released, but like she still has to write this and submit it while also under those conditions. So it makes the most sense to me that it's probably 1925 to 1927, given the information, because if you get too far back on the Labor Day date, then it pushes Minnie being able to go out on the 6th and recover enough and submit the paper in a weird timing. I know this is completely superfluous and completely unnecessary and practically meaningless, but it got my gears a-turning. Otherwise, the article, I did also look to see if there was something. I didn't see anything specifically in the 1920s about Labor Day. The Labor Day became a national holiday in 1894. I just had that. Labor Day became an official U.S. federal holiday, on June 28th, 1894, when President Grover Cleveland signed legislation designating the first Monday in September as a national holiday. Again, not that it couldn't be one of the later years with one of the earlier Labor Days, but it just conflicts a little bit logically with Minnie's report subsequently. Curious mask washed up at North Shore. An elaborate mask of unknown origin has been found washed ashore approximately 3 miles from Kingsport on the town's North Shore. The mask was reportedly found by a group of youths, including the children of a vacationing Miskatonic University professor, who has returned the mask to Arkham for further investigation. That's it. There is a picture of the mask, which it just looks like an ornate Cthulhu-esque mask. In fact, I would kind of describe it as maybe like the Man in the Pallid Masks mask plus a bit of like a Cthulhu tentacle mouth mask. It's neat. Curtain rises again at Palace Theater. Downtown's Palace Movie Theater reopened yesterday evening after projection difficulties and a medical emergency interrupted screenings of Betsy Baxter's Flapper Detective in Waves of Doom last week. The proprietors remind affected patrons that they have until Friday to claim a free ticket to a movie of their choice for any of the affected screenings. Another very short one. Waves of Doom. Is that actually a movie? Waves of Doom movie, Flapper Detective. I'm gonna go with no. I don't believe that actually there's a similar thing. Ezzie Davis as Fryn Fisher, a glamorous independent flapper detective who fights crimes in the 1920 Melbourne, Australia area. That's a modern thing. It's not an old thing. Yeah, never mind. It said 1960s Melbourne. Yeah, no, that's not the thing. So I'm thinking that's just made up for this. Heartthrob's funeral train causes Chicago chaos. Even after his untimely demise last month, Rudolph Valentino still managed to turn heads and garner attention. The star of numerous Hollywood films and controversial symbol of masculinity has been on a posthumous tour across the United States with stops at numerous major cities. However, even after his death, Valentino continues to cause onlookers to swoon with delight. Arriving in Chicago after having set forth from New York last week, fans of Valentino caused a significant disruption at Chicago's LaSalle Street station, resulting in a massive police cordon to block off access to the train. Several fans managed to breach the police barricade, finding their way onto the train to presumably pay their respects. Numerous grieving fans even threw themselves onto the train tracks, resulting in at least 4 arrests as police attempted to keep the station clear. Following the arrests, only a select group of fans were permitted into Mr. Valentino's moving wake, paying their respects as they saw fit. Valentino's funerary train has caused all manner of chaos, even since setting forth from Manhattan. Police estimate that nearly 100,000 fans and well-wishers, some of whose exuberance border on cult-like mannerisms, had attempted to pay their respects to the actor, with over 150 police officials and police reservists called up to ensure order. Even with the police presence, eyewitnesses report several fascist operatives having infiltrated the event specifically to defame the Italian Lothero. Born in 1895, Valentino rose to fame in 1919, starring in The Delicious Little Devil opposite the consummate Mae Murray. In 1921, Valentino achieved the heights of his stardom, starring in The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse under the direction of Mr. Rex Ingram. The Four Horsemen became one of the first films to pass the seven-figure mark at the box office, becoming an international sensation and drawing admiration from around the world. Last month, Mr. Valentino was found unconscious in his room at the Hotel Ambassador in Manhattan, whereupon he was admitted to the hospital and treated for acute appendicitis. However, his condition began to deteriorate quickly when he fell into a coma from which he would never wake. Posthumous medical examination determined that sepsis had set in at the incision site of his surgery, leading to an infection that would ultimately cause his death. Unfortunately, Valentino was unable to see the release of his final film, The Sons of the Sheik, set to release this week in New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. Anticipated to launch into a wider release soon after, tickets for Valentino's final film are already on sale at Arkham's Palace Movie Theater, with both matinee and evening showings. For those looking for live entertainment, Betsy Baxter and Tom Sweets are on tour in New England for the month. Okay. So Valentino had a cult-like status. Starred in Delicious Little Devil. Ingram. Nigel Ingram is... Yeah, that's where it was. Nigel Ingram is the director. This is Rex Ingram, under the direction of Rex Ingram, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. All right. Neat. Deaths. Charles Waters entered into rest the 17th of August, beloved husband of Andrea and dear father to Peregrine, due notice to funeral to be given. Cornelius Berglund set out to our Lord 21st August, dear husband to Cornelia, deceased, and brother to Sybil, funeral to be held at Bay Friars Church on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. J. Anthony Doughty regrettably lost the 30th of July, beloved and much missed former apprentice, now laid to rest in the hands of the great toy soldier factory in the sky. Edna Glasby, at rest as of 2nd September, never married but cherished sister to Diana and Abel, spirited traveler and devoted to her work. None of these names are jumping out at me. Interesting, the Great Toy Soldier Factory in the Sky. Yeah. Classified advertising. Adventurous individual required. To aid renowned academic in the search for a lost pirate ship that sank off the Innsmouth coast some 70 years ago. No wages, but the potential for a share of any recovered treasure. Hazardous working conditions and constant threat of danger guaranteed. Not for the faint-hearted. Experience of working at sea an advantage but not essential. Applied to Dr. Stella Addison, Gilman House Hotel, Innsmouth. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. I do like to normally read through the entire section before commenting on things, but I do want to note that classified adventurous individual required is in the Drowned City. Is in the Drowned City newspaper. For those of you who loved or hated paper noises, yeah, you got paper noises. To aid renowned academic in search for a lost pirate ship that sank off the Innsmouth coast 70 years ago. It's I think, word for word the same. It's just this is in the corner on page 3 as opposed to in the classified sections normally. Also, weird that the the Drowned City newspaper is the special edition. The Brethren of Ash one that I have, that I grabbed as well, because I couldn't remember exactly, I assumed it was in the flooding one, is the early edition, and this newspaper is the late edition of the Arkham Advertiser. Interesting. Okay. Going on with classifieds. Found harpoon eye patch on beach near Devil Reef, Innsmouth. Owner sought. Items held at Falcon Point Lighthouse, Innsmouth. Is that supposed to be about Silas? Might be about Silas. Hounds for hunting and home protection. Also, good companion animal and friend. Paul N. Apple Lane. Okay. Palace Movie Theater show listings. The Flapper Detective season now showing 2 p.m., 8 p.m. daily, beginning with Wings of Dread and more to follow. Special appearance by Betsy Baxter to be announced. Vivid Dreams and Nightmares? Tell Me. Renowned psychologist seeks research pool of ordinary people with extraordinary nighttime visions. No mere oneiromancy. This will provide important scientific research material into the least explored area of the human experience. All stories welcomed. Contact Dr. Carolyn Firm. Arkham Sanitarium, which is in... Yeah, it's the... I think more or less word for word the same one that they had in the second issue, the flood issue. Now hiring. Innsmouth Marsh Refinery seeks willing employees. Unmarried workers preferred. Wanted. Meats of all kinds. All cuts considered. No particular species preference. Freshness preferred. Fide Emma, Peabody Avenue. Kingsport medium performance canceled due to unforeseen consequences. Contact Ward Theater box office for refunds. Seeker seeks soulmate. All inquiries welcome. Meet at back booth of Velma's Diner, 9 p.m. Unsure what happens after death? Be certain. Fresh cadavers wanted. Top prices paid at Miskatonic University Biology Labs. That's so good. Unsure what happens after death? Be certain. Fresh cadavers wanted. I'm sorry, that really tickled me. For sale, large goldfish bowl. One fish, type unknown. Also variety of fun insects. Available separately. Ask for Ted at Ma's boarding house. Until you said Ted, I assumed this was going to be a Renfield thing with the weird fish and the insects, but okay. Unwanted men's suits. Approximately 125 in mostly good condition, some holes, minor stains, various sizes. 142 Garrison Street. Some holes, minor stains, various. Is that a mob front? Like they killed a bunch of people, but they just want to sell the suits? Is that what that is? Need a good cow. Will pay at right price. Phone Dunwich 103. Okay. Clean and comfortable rooms now ready to let. Single rooms, reasonable rates, and good food. Deluxe rooms also available for classy working gentlemen. Ma's Boarding House, South Peacock Avenue, South Side. Wholesome groceries at wholesome prices for wholesome customers. Dry goods, sporting goods, fireworks. Visit Shofter's General Store in Rivertown. Interesting that that's in the classifieds and not just an ad like it has been in the other. This is the first one, like chronologically. New guides to Arkham history and culture, now available from Arkham Historical Society, including The Bridges of Arkham City, R. Peabody, AHS Southside. Yeah, Mr. Peabody would be the person who's in charge of Arkham Historical Society, which has already been established. 1 roll-top desk and files. For want of space, will sell at sacrifice. That's an like I get what you mean. We'll sell at sacrifices, and you'll sell it for way less than it's worth. But just the phrasing of "for want of space, we'll sell at sacrifice." Apply 112 Sentinel Street. Interesting. So let's go over all of the real ads, like not the real ads, like the in-universe ads, and then we'll go over all of the like FFG Arkham ads. Huntress fashions from Paris to Arkham to you. Couture worth hunting for. 12 French Hill, Arkham. I think that's Tillinghast's Esoterica and Exotics, Rare Book and Curios, bought and sold by appointment. Seek and you shall find us. Yeah, they've used that one. There's the Tales of the Nevermore, 15 cents. A magazine of chilling tales from realms beyond the waking world. Pick up your copy from all local newsstands. Proudly published by Miskatonic Hobbyist Publishing Company. They've also used that one's been used before. But here we have one that is technically for an FFG product, but is set in universe. It is a note for the Midwinter Gala. Bring your dreams. 7 p.m. Thursday, August 1st at the Crown Plaza Grand Central. It's weird that this newspaper takes place in early September, but it's advertising the Midwinter Gala Thursday, August 1st. Step into a glamorous world of intrigue with this interactive mystery inspired by Arkham Horror's Midwinter Gala. Oh, this might be like a real thing? Like a LARP or something? I don't know. Here we go. The Duarte Funeral Home. Yeah, this was with the death sections. It's very small to read. Or Duterte Funeral Home. Apologies. The faithful services of the funeral director is our true aim in offering comfort and solace to a grieving family and community. Expect prompt, dedicated attention, professional care, and heartfelt interest in your loss and in the dignity and preservation of your loved ones. Find us at French Hill, Arkham, day or night. Phone 1202. Dignity, respect, family. All right. Newspaper vendors wanted. Good prices available at Rivertown, Southside, and Irwin Bridge following disappointing lack of commitment in previous workers. Inquire today at the Arkham Advertiser. W. Kerwin, Sergeant Doyle Jeffries, manager and editor-in-chief. Can-do attitude, responsible, cash handling, and reliability highly prized. And then there's the wagging tongues are only for bums. Seen something? Rumor mongering and spreading fear with unverified gossip is no way to protect our city. Think before you speak. Be certain or stay silent. Say nothing. Oh, that is such tiny text. I'm at 300%, and this is still kind of small. This message brought to you by the Arkham City Police Department and the Miskatonic County Sheriff's Office. All right. Let's go over the actual advertisements. I find this interesting. So they have a map on the front page for the Crown Plasma Cosmic Terror for where to find the venue at Gen Con that year. Like, it's actually like a little map with the Indiana Convention Center. It's got the Plaza Park Garage, the Pan American Plaza. Yeah, like they actually have a little map for Gen Con people. I think that's kind of nice. And it's right there on the front for people who pick this up at Gen Con. They've got the Loot Studios Arkham Horror line of miniatures. Extraordinary Fidelity, Magnificent Miniatures. they look nice. They've got an advertisement for their Aconite books. What is that font? Purveyors? I think it's trying to say purveyors of, that's an interesting cursive. I'm sorry. Purveyors of rare and exotic tomes and curios for all discerning readers and seekers of wisdom. Learn more at Aconite Books. Available from all stock lists of arcane stockists of arcane fiction in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. This is definitely a modern ad. Artovision. Enhance your home office or drawing room with striking art curios. Meticulous three-dimensional scenes, beloved artwork. Arkham comes to life. It's a black and white newspaper, and it's printed, and it's at 200%. It kind of looks like nice Arkham art in like a shadow box, maybe. I mean, there's probably more to it than that, but I don't know. Once again, the most entertaining part of all of this, Chad trying to describe advertisements to people. Yeah, I know. Fnatic, if I'm pronouncing that right, where it's a company over in the United Kingdom that makes various things. They've got a line of Arkham stuff, calling all loyal Arkhamites authentic artifacts for your home. They've got the Elder Sign amulets, the poster of Lola, the Clover Club bottle opener, Arkham Police badge, real fancy first player marker, Doom keychain. Take a piece of Arkham home with you today. In stock at Curiosity Shop, The Old Magic Shop, and Neil's Curiosity Shop, also at wearefanatic.com. Crazy about collectibles. At first, I thought this was an in-universe ad. The next one is, but the more I look at it, the more it is very not. But it convinced me for a moment, like, what? So it's a picture of like an old record player with the bell and everything, and then a bunch of records. Brings every chilling tale to startling life. Dark dreams for your soul. Available from all major distributors of thrilling adventure. All your favorite tales of dread now available as spellbinding audiobooks. And I'm like, okay, that's where we're now talking about it. And in the middle of the records are the Aconite. They've got 5 of the Aconite covers in the 5 records. You'll Never Sleep Again, Tantor Audio. The Terror at the End of Time, a brand new series starting August 7th from Dark Horse Comics. Original Arkham Horror Comics from the Eisner-nominated Master of Horror, Cullen Bunn. I haven't read those. Clearly, I'm a fake fan. Then on page 4, we have just an advertisement for the game series, including Elder Sign. Oh my goodness, they have Elder Sign listed. I'm sorry, it makes me happy to see Elder Sign. Prepare your family and friends for diverse entertainment. Bolster your souls and spirits for a challenge worthy of your time. Delve into the mysteries of Arkham and discover the secrets of the Ancient Ones. Can you hold the existential dread at bay, or will madness claim your household? Feel the terror, a feast of fun. Explore worlds of eldritch horror and mystery with Fantasy Flight Games, the finest game rights of Arkham, Massachusetts. And then the banner at the bottom is Arkham Horror, parlor games for the whole family. Has the card game in the middle. I'm sorry, it just floors me that Elder Sign is here. From left to right, the 5 that are shown are the Unfathomable Expansion of the Abyss, the base game of Elder Sign, at the time the revised core set, the base game for Arkham 3rd Edition, and Mansion 2nd Edition. It's just so interesting to me that they put Elder Sign there. They haven't supported Elder Sign for years. I love Elder Sign. Please support it. I'll buy it. But I understand that I'm the minority. There's an advertisement for the Arkham Horror role-playing game, Hungering Abyss. Grave Rumors. Set the scene for the Hungering Abyss with Grave Rumors, a brand new series of short stories only at edgestudio.net. And then there's a bigger thing for Arkham Horror, the role-playing game on the back page, again from Edge Studio. Hungering Abyss Complete Starter Set, out now, available in all good hobby stores and from vendors of the strange and curious. Immerse yourself in the world of Arkham Horror. I think that covers about it for this episode. But this means that I have 2 more papers that I have to read if I'm going to do the whole set. And as of yet, I have received no email or anything, no cease and desist from FFG. So, I mean, I'll direct y'all to the actual to their website. You know, again, don't sue me. I don't want to be sued. I don't want to go to court. That's not my life. On that lame joke, I hope this was fun to listen to. If you want to get in contact with me about anything other than suing me, please feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can find me around as Head Librarian Chad. Thanks for listening.